Hello there, it's Gabby here from Confidence After Cancer, and I hope this finds you well. This week's podcast, I'm thinking about supplements. Are they something that you should be taking? Why do we need them? Are they a good thing? And what's the different types of supplements that you might think about taking? So I'm going to talk about why the supplement industry is booming, because it really is. There's adverts for supplements everywhere you look. Personal for me, the supplements I take as part of my wellness plan and the reasons why I take them, and just some little things to be conscious of. If you are thinking about taking some supplements to improve your health, I'll just give you some pointers on things that have been useful for me. So why would you want to think about taking supplements? And again, after my cancer diagnosis, it became really apparent to me I needed to start taking my health seriously. And I became really conscious of my diet. And I would start by saying as well, the advice that I give you in this podcast, the things that I talk about, I am not a qualified medical practitioner, and this is not a substitute for medical advice. So if you've got issues with your health, the first point of call really should be to talk to your doctor. But if you're just feeling a little bit under par and you're feeling a bit, I feel okay, but I could feel better. Supplements have really helped me boost my health in a few ways, and I'm going to explain why. But first of all, thinking about why the supplement industry is booming, because it really is. As I say, you can't turn on your phone or your laptop or TV without seeing adverts for supplements. And why is that? And I think first of all, people are becoming more aware of health and the link between food and diet. Okay, I really believe that you are what you eat. And so ideally, in the ideal situation, you will be eating constantly fresh food that's locally grown. Either you've grown it yourself or it's from a farm that's very close to you. It's in its natural state. You're not eating processed food, because eating processed food is one of the worst things you can do for your diet. And I've talked before about just reading labels. I'm not obsessed with it, and I do have the occasional ready meal, but it's occasional. I'm not eating ready meals or fried food or takeaways all the time. That's not my usual go-to. Okay, and really, I think sometimes with these things you can get really hung up on it, and I really believe in the 80-20 rule. So if you are eating well 80% of the time, 20% of the time you want a takeaway, or you want a cake, or you want a bar of chocolate, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you you've got to stop enjoying your life. I'm just asking you to be mindful of the link that there is, and we know this, between good nutrition and good health. We know this, it makes sense. You are what you eat. I really believe that. So that's the first reason why the supplement industry is booming. People are becoming aware that there is a link between what you eat and your health. Okay. The second reason is really modern lifestyles, the way that a lot of us live, including me. I'm sat at a laptop now. I'm not always getting the exercise that I need. I'm not always eating what I should do. But also there's a lot of studies, and I'm not going to go into them now, that show that the way that food now is farmed, so mass-produced food, the aim is always to produce as much food as possible, as cheaply as possible. So a lot of farms, industrial sized farms, are using a lot of chemicals. They're using a lot of techniques that are depleting the nutrients in the soil. And I read a study that was about spinach, and it was saying, however much spinach there was in a bag of spinach today, compare that to 20 years ago, and the nutrient levels are not the same at all. So quite often, if you're buying cheap fruit and veg from supermarkets, nothing wrong with that. Just be mindful, it is not always optimum nutrition. And it can, some of that cheap food has got reduced nutrient density, is what it's called. The third reason why supplements are so important is, and so the industry is booming, is a lot of people like myself are getting older. And as we get older, it used to be kind of accepted. Or we get into your 60s, you're going to slow down, you're going to have health problems. I'm in my 60s now. I don't want to slow down. I don't want to have health problems. I just want to be as healthy as I can. And I know, but taking some of the supplements that I take helps me feel better. So why not? The fourth reason that supplements are booming is, obviously there's money to be made in it. It's big business, but they're so accessible. I did say before about getting medical advice if you need to make any changes. And I know for a lot of people, it's not that easy to get an appointment with their doctor, which is a bit sad. But you can, at the click of a button or you click of your phone, you can order all sorts of supplements, some of them better than others. So they're so accessible, they're everywhere, and that's another reason why the industry is booming. So I said I'm going to talk about the supplements I take. And first of all, I'll give you a little bit of a caveat. It is possible to overdose with supplements. You know, if you take too many, or if you take more of the dosage than you should do, you're not doing yourself any favors. And it is possible to, for instance, damage your liver or damage your stomach by taking too much of a supplement. So they've got a dosage level for a reason. So just be mindful of that. The first vitamin that I take, and I was put onto this by a doctor when I went to the wonderful Penny Bronze Centre in Bristol. And I've talked about this place before, wonderful cancer recovery centre. And it's all about mind, body and spirit. And it was really like a cross between a hospital and a hotel. It felt quite luxurious. The course that I went on, which I learned so much from it. It was wonderful. But I did get a session with a GP. And one of the things that stuck in my mind that she said was a lot of cancer patients, when they test their vitamin D levels, they're very low. Now, whether vitamin D low levels contributes to the cancer or it creates other conditions, I don't know. However, it's a really easy thing to do. It's just to check your vitamin D levels with a blood test or ask your GP to test them for you. And if you need to, take a supplement. You know, I live in Manchester. We know we get vitamin D from the sunshine if you're out and about in the sunshine. I'm really not. I'm in winter in Manchester. It's dark and it's grey. So I take a vitamin D supplement, quite cheap, quite easy to do. But just to let you know, when I came back from Penny Bron and I was like, you know, I've got this plan now and I know all the things I need to be checking to keep myself well. I went to my GP and I had to have a blood test for another issue. And I said, oh, while I'm having this, please, can I have a vitamin D levels checked as well? And my GP tried to talk me out of that. Oh, no, that's not necessary. And I argued with him a little bit. I was very polite, but I argued with him. And I think in the end, just to humour me, he allowed my vitamin D levels to be checked and they were low. So it kind of made it sense to me that actually this is something I need to be mindful of. It's dead easy for me to fix. I can take a good quality vitamin D supplement and that's that. So the other thing that and also vitamin D, it's not just linked to the cancer, it's also is linked to bone health and your immune system. So that makes sense. You know, low levels of vitamin D, if your immune system is compromised, you might be more predisposed to getting cancer or to getting a cancer recurrence. So again, quite an easy thing to sort out. The other thing that I take is magnesium. I started taking magnesium a while ago because I wasn't sleeping very well. And also I was getting a lot of cramps in my calves when I was sleeping. And magnesium is great for that. And I've talked before about magnesium. You don't always have to take a supplement. Another really nice thing you can do is to run a warm bath and soak in the bath with a handful of Epsom salts sprinkled into your bath because they've naturally got magnesium into that, and that is absorbed into your skin, and it's a really nice way of getting magnesium. But if you can't, again, quite cheap, good quality magnesium tablets are easy to take. If you've got a magnesium deficiency, some symptoms might be fatigue, or you might realize that your skin is very not as good as it used to be, or you've got brittle nails. And that was also bringing me on to the next thing that I take, which is collagen. And collagen, they call it the building block of your skin as well, and your connective tissues and your joints. So it's connected to your skin, your joints, your hair health. You know, my hair is very fine now after my chemotherapy. So I take collagen. I don't want my skin to sag any more than it has to. You know, as I said, I'm in my 60s. I know I'm going to be aging. I'm not 20 anymore, but I want my skin to be the best that it can be. And collagen helps me to have healthy skin. So I enjoy it. And again, I've got a collagen powder. I just pour it into a drink every day. Very easy to take. It's not expensive. As I say, so these supplements are things that help me to boost my energy, to help me feel like I'm doing something positive. And again, I've talked before about the power of having a plan, your wellness plan. I've devised my own wellness plan over the years of things that I need, my little routines, things that are quick and easy and cheap to do that help me feel in control of doing everything that I can to prevent my cancer coming back. Now, is that 100% guarantee? Absolutely not. But I know I can relax thinking I'm not going to have, if I did get a recurrence, I'm not going to have regrets thinking, oh, well, I wish I'd have done this and I wish I'd have done that. I'm doing everything that I should be doing. And, you know, fingers crossed, Cancer's not come back so far. I'm almost a 17-year survivor now. And so, yeah, it is my life's work now to study all these things. I look at what other cancer survivors are doing. I read the research. I see what's going on in the world, and I incorporate that into my own life, but also use it with my coaching clients. And so my coaching clients, one of the things I love to do for them to help them feel empowered is to develop their own wellness plan. And again, quick, simple, easy things, depending on where they're at and their individual circumstances. But there's so much that you can do for yourself, and taking supplements is an easy thing to do for yourself if you are feeling that is something that would benefit you. Now, as I say, this is not a substitute for medical advice. If you really feel like you've got health problems, you should be talking to your doctor. But actually, if you're just feeling a little bit under par, a little bit under the weather, why not try taking a good quality multivitamin for a few weeks and just seeing if that makes you feel any better. If you, like I was, waking up with cramps in the night, take some magnesium and see if that eases it. If you feel your skin could look better, try taking some collagen. These are all things you can do quite easily. So these are all just things to be aware of, okay? And as always, this is not a substitute for a good diet. Please don't think you can eat a load of rubbish food, eat a takeaway every night and just pop a supplement. That's not really going to give you the health, is it? And the vitality that you want. Yeah, we all want to be happy and healthy. That's what I'm all about. So I'm hoping my simple tips have helped you. As I say, I will put a link below this podcast to a website where you can have a look at good quality products I recommend. I'm not selling them. I'm not making money out of this. And there is also a little quiz that you can take where they ask you some questions and you can work out what are the supplements I should be taking. Again, just for information, no obligation. You don't have to buy anything, but it's always worth doing. It's always worth taking a little bit of time to think about where you are now, what your health goals are, and where you want to be. And is anything simple and quick and easy that you can do to move yourself a little bit? I really am a believer in baby steps every day. And there's a book called The 1% Difference. And it's saying if you improve, for instance, your diet by 1% every day, over a year, that's over 360% of an improvement that you've made. So you don't have to throw everything out of the window. You don't have to do drastic things. There's so many small little steps that you can take every day to improve your health and your happiness. And as always, if you've got any questions for me, please reach out to me. Ask me a question. Thank you for listening. Please, if you're listening to this, could you like and subscribe and leave a comment? It really helps me to reach more people. And I'd always urge you to stay safe and stay sane. Have a brilliant week, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you, my darling. Bye-bye.